the World Games just wrapped up and the event looked sick. The live stream looked really cool. The stadium was massive. The platform looked insane. Yes, at the World Games we didn't see some of the lifters we would have hoped to see. However, there were still some really big performances. So let's get into them. The main performance that really excited me from the World Games was Anatoli's performance. Now, Anatoli is in the 105 kg class. And unfortunately, right now, no one in the 105s can really compete with Anthony McNaughton. He arrived and he looks like he can total around 1000 kg. The rest of the 105s, if we discount Bob Matthews, they look like they can total around 950 kg at their very top end. So it's not really a competition. However, Anatoli surprised us. I didn't think that he would do a special performance at all. And on the surface, it doesn't look like he did a special performance. He totaled 937.5 kg, a little bit below his best performance. And yeah, this total wouldn't be competitive with Anthony McNaughton in the 105s. However, the significant thing about Anatoli's 937.5 kg total was that he weighed only 98.3 kilograms. This gets me very excited because this may be a sign that Anatoli is trying to cut down to the 93s. Even if he isn't, the fact that he managed to total this amount, only 5 kg away from the 93 kilogram class, is insane. Russel Orhii just totaled 918 kg, a new world record in the 93s. Insane. However, from this performance from Anatoli, it shows me that if Anatoli just cut these 5 kilograms, I do think that he would be extremely competitive in the 93s in 2026. Why? Well, if he cut 5 kilograms, I'm guessing that if he did a slow cut and was a 93 by next year's Worlds in probably about June, he would maybe lose 10 kilograms from cutting these 5 kilograms. And so this means that he would total around 927.5 kg, maybe 15 kilograms he would lose, so 922.5 kg, which would still right now be over the world record, would still right now make him an extremely competitive 93 kilogram lifter. Anatoli is used to being on top. He was one of the best lifters in the IPF just a couple of years ago. And so Anatoli is used to winning, and I wouldn't be surprised if he thinks, let me move down to the 93s and start winning again. And I'm here for it because it would be lovely to see another 93 come in and make it even more competitive. The 93s is becoming the most competitive class in the world again right now. Especially with some of these juniors coming up. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, but what one junior did in his training recently is completely insane, but I'm going to talk about that not in this video. The next thing that happened is kind of unfortunate. Gustav Hedlund totaled 890 kg. I was talking about maybe if he could go over Russ's world record of 918 kg in the 93s, he could get an invite to Sheffield and we would see a nice 93 kg battle at Sheffield with Russ and with Emil Krastev. However, I think that SBD won't invite Gustav after he failed to go over 918 kg by quite a bit. This is unfortunate for Gustav. I think that he's just done quite a few competitions. He is just kind of burnt out and needs a little bit of a rest. So it's unfortunate, but this means there are only 2 wildcard spots for Sheffield. I'm assuming Russ will get one of them. This means that someone else is going to get a wildcard spot, most likely. And so this is very interesting. I wonder who it's going to be. This kind of opens up a clear spot for Sheffield. Comment down below who you think it should be. Moving on to the women's side, like I said in my predictions, the women's side was going to be the interesting side, and they definitely had some interesting battles, some interesting flights. First of all, let's talk about Tiffany Trupan. Tiffany Trupan is a multiple-time world champion. She's still very young and she's achieved so much. However, this year she got beaten at the World Championships by Heather Connor, who has the best total in the weight class of 435 kilograms in the 47 kg class. Now, Turbo Tiff totaled at the World Games 450 kg. Now, she weighed 47.11 kilograms, so 100 grams more than the 47 kilogram class. So she was basically a 47 kilogram lifter. But she went over the most that Heather Connor has ever totaled by 15 kilograms, which is insane. It would have been a massive world record in the 47 kilogram class. We are going to see the battle between Heather Connor and Tiffany Trupan at Sheffield, and it's going to be extremely exciting to see who wins that battle. It is very close. Heather has had her victory. Turbo Tiff has such a legacy. Who will win that battle? Next up in the 52 kilogram class, Evie Corrigan's reign in the 52 kilogram class has been broken by Megan Lee Smith, her fellow lifter from New Zealand. Megan Lee Smith has just been improving. Evie Corrigan, I think she struggles maintaining her body weight, and her performances have been pretty stagnant. And finally, Megan Lee Smith overtook Evie Corrigan, beating Evie Corrigan's best total by 1.5 kg and winning the event. This is big for Megan Lee Smith. It's big for the 52 kilogram class because Evie Corrigan has been so dominant since her Sheffield win in 2023. So well done to Megan Lee Smith. Finally, we are going to talk about Senita Nakamura. Now, this was interesting because Senita actually out-totaled Brittany Schlatter. So she would have won her weight class, the 84 kilogram plus weight class. However, because the World Games was ranked by GL points, so it's a pound for pound formula, and because Brittany weighed less than Senita, Brittany actually won the event. But because this is a one-off event, we're going to focus on Senita, because if it was any other event, Senita would have won the battle because she totaled more than Brittany. Only by a little bit though. But let's talk about Senita, because for her, she didn't have the greatest day. Her opening squat was a massive 305 kilograms. She attempted 325.5 kilograms, a massive 20 kg jump, the first 700 pound squat in women's powerlifting. However, she missed it twice. I think on her third attempt, she got it up. It counted as a world record, but unfortunately, the jury overturned it. This was really unfortunate. I think it was due to depth maybe, but it was very close. And it will be exciting to see when Senita manages to do this squat. However, the fact that Senita managed to total 727.5 kg while losing 20 kilograms on her squat is kind of insane. She also lost 5 kilograms on her bench press. She has a problem, like Jesus Oliveres, with her lockout on her deadlift. She didn't get her third deadlift because I think it was a soft lockout. So she lost 10 kilograms on her deadlift. So in total, at this event, she lost 35 kilograms on her total, but she still totaled 727.5 kg. By the way, the most we've seen totaled in the 84 kg plus class is 737.5 kg by Brittany Schlatter. But if Senita had got all her lifts at this event, 762.5 kg which would have been insane. It's unfair and silly to say, well, if she had got all her lifts, then she would have. However, the fact is she did lose a lot of kilograms at this event. She could have totaled more if she had had a perfect 9 for 9 day. But the fact that she was this strong while not having a 9 for 9 day is just very exciting. Hopefully she manages to sort out her deadlift. However, maybe it's just going to be a Jesus Oliveira situation where she is very rarely able to get in a third deadlift. I think that this is the opportunity cost of having a massive squat. Both Jesus and Senita have massive squats. However, I think that this makes it so difficult to get the bar over your quads. It makes it very difficult to grip onto the bar. It's just the opportunity cost, I think, of having massive legs that can squat a lot and also having a massive frame that can total a lot. So hopefully she can sort out her deadlift problem, because if she keeps on losing kilograms on her deadlift, on her squat, when she makes big jumps, then Brittany can keep executing and keep winning, which is a shame, because Senita does look, I would say, stronger in her training than Brittany does usually. Just Brittany is better at showing it and executing it on the platform. But overall, the World Games was really exciting. I'm very excited to see if Anatoli cuts down to the 93s, because I want to see battles in the 93 kilogram class. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.